There we go. All right. Welcome, welcome, welcome. If this is your first time, right, that you have joined us, welcome to our community. Welcome to our Breakfast Club call. I remember when I first started doing these calls, I was really doing it because I wanted to make sure that not only we were starting off the day with inspiration but information. And I remember when I first got introduced to entrepreneurship, I loved plugging into these type of leadership calls because not only did I know I was going to receive the skill sets that I needed, but it was going to put the mindset where I needed it to be. And it was going to set the tone for my day, because we hear all the time, garbage in is garbage out, right? And greatness in is greatness out. And I'm excited for today's guest speaker because this man I've had the pleasure of knowing a little bit over 8 years. And he was in our previous endeavor, and he is a former anesthesiologist. And we just spent some time together in Tampa, Florida at a leadership mastermind and training. And man, when I can tell you that I was just completely blown away, right? I'm completely blown away. And if there's anybody that's making noise in our company worldwide, building new teams, right? Having new teammates, hit new milestones, right? It is Dr. Troy Brown. A lot of us know he is a former anesthesiologist turned seven-figure earner, world-class leader, entrepreneur, amazing husband to his wife, Kathy, an amazing father to his son. He is just a stand-up guy. He is also a blue diamonds in Club Secret. And I'm excited because I know he's going to share some information with us today that is going to not only help our goals in our business, but just help us have a prosperous and healthier 2022. So without further ado, it is my honor, pleasure, and privilege to introduce to you today, Dr. Troy Brown. How you doing?
I'm doing good, Pam. Thank you. Thank you for having me on the call this morning.
Thank you so much for agreeing to be on. Greatly appreciate you. I know it's a little earlier where you're at, so thank you again for jumping on with us. So I know I briefly touched upon your story a little bit, but if you could just, we have some brand new people on here that have never heard your story prior. And if you could share your story with them, please. Where were you when you saw this industry? And we'll take it from there.
Yeah, so first really got started in the industry about 16 years ago. I'd been introduced to the industry a little bit before that. I got involved with a company called Amway when I was very young, in my teens, and I always tell people I still hold some records at Amway. I still hold the record for the worst distributor in the history of that company. That's kind of how I got my start in the industry, and then I went to anesthesia school. I didn't have any success with Amway, but I learned so many lessons. It wasn't like I gotten something and I look back at that and I say, well, that was a waste of time. No, it was an incredible journey for me because I started learning about freedom. I started learning about what residual income looked like. I started learning about what it looked like to get focused on one thing and getting successful. And that's why I decided to go to anesthesia school, was because I understood that I needed to do something at that time to become successful. And I always wanted to do something medical. And it was because of Amway that I did anesthesia. My mindset got right? So I did that, but always knowing that someday when I found the right vehicle for me, I was going to do this industry. And so fast forward, I got done with anesthesia school, got out and got involved with the industry, and again, didn't have any success right away. I got in a company that wasn't real. There's companies out there that aren't really real. This is the good and the bad of the industry. There's thousands and thousands of companies, and some of them aren't real, to be honest with you. They can't sustain over a long time. And so I got in one of those. But the great thing about getting into it, Pam, was I met some people that got me to my first real deal. The first thing that I did for real 16 years ago, it came from that avenue. And 16 years ago, I got involved. We hit the ground running. Had an anesthesia practice. That's what I did for a living. I was working 80 to 100 hours a week. I loved anesthesia. I didn't love everything that came with it. And if you look at the top paying profession in America, it's anesthesia. It has been for years and years and years. And I owned the practice. And I'm not saying that to boast or brag, but I was making a lot of money, but I was time broke. And I had in the back of my mind, man, I wish I could find something that I really wanted to build that I could sink my teeth into. And I found it 16 years ago. And as you know, got involved with a company that was primarily travel. Some of you were involved in that. Love that company when it was up and running. And then COVID hit, and travel got just demolished during COVID. It's rebounding now. It's going to rebound good, and we're doing travel here as well. But that led us to where we're at right now, and Pam, it's just been an incredible ride. I look back at all that history. If I hadn't have done each one of those, it wouldn't have led me to today, to be right here this time. And so I'm thankful to God every day for every experience along the way, good and bad. It led me here.
Amen. Yes, sir. Definitely. I am completely in agreement with you. And you said something very, very powerful. There's a lot of other little wannabe companies, right? Or little
Yeah.
wannabe things that are just fake out there. And I feel like it's very, very important for people to understand, a man of your caliber, of your profession, of your background, there's a reason why you chose secret, right? Because we could have, when COVID hit in the travel industry, we had a lot of options, right? But we're here for a reason. And you touched upon a lot of those reasons at that training. And I feel like it's important for people to really understand why secret, beyond the products, right? But the leadership, the foundation that we have here.
Right.
And I just kind of want you to touch up on that a little
Yeah,
bit.
yeah. So when COVID hit and it demolished the travel industry, we need to find a home. And let me just kind of, I love this industry, but again, there's good and bad that comes with any industry. With anesthesia, there's good and bad that comes with the medical industry. But in this industry, I wanted to find a company that I felt was of the character I was looking for, because I know now how to build this business. I know now how to go do it over and over again, because it doesn't change. What's funny to me is people try to make it change and say it's evolving into something that it's really not. We'll talk about that later. But when I started looking for a home, in the back of my mind it was, I need to find a home not just for me. I need to find a home for the people I told that I would help them get to where they want to go with their goals and their dreams and their aspirations, that I said I would be there with them. And so I needed to find that kind of a home, because again, the good and bad of the industry, when you make a big hit in the industry, people come calling and they offer you money up front to come into their industry. And that would be very easy to do. But what good does that do for all the people that I said I would help them with their hopes, dreams, and aspirations? And so when I started looking, when I went and talked to a guy named Isaac Ben Shabbat, who's the founder CEO of Secret, there was no deal on the table to give me or anybody else a bunch of money up front to come over. Why I got so excited was, what I was looking for was the man. I was looking for a man, and not that he's a god or anything like that. What he is a man of high character. And not just him, his entire family, because it's a family run business, and a business that without this industry, their products did over $1 billion in sales without this industry. So their products sell. So I knew they had a good product. If we're all, there's some of us been around for a while and some of us new. Products from the Dead Sea that are high end products, nutritional products that I think can't be touched. And we already know how much we love travel, and when travel's up and running full steam, how good that is. And he started telling us about a vision of bringing that all together through a thing called Club Secret. And when he said that and started talking about that membership base plus having products on top, I'm like, that's the best of every world. Because what I loved about our previous endeavor was the membership base, because it created this incredible back end residual. And a residual that did this for me for 16 years. And if you just got product base only, you see a lot of this. I wanted this in the back end, and we'll talk more about front end, back end. But long story short, Pam, it had everything I was wanting, and I felt like as a family we could come here and prosper and have a culture that we wanted, and a culture like Marcus Setta was wanted to come. He saw it. He wanted to come. I wanted to bring the entire family, and those who came, and those who don't. But I wanted to give everybody the chance to find something we could all sink our teeth in, come in equally on equal ground, and go build.
I love that. I love that. And that is so powerful, because there's nothing as important as having a strong foundation, right? And like you said, it's really $1 billion infrastructure of where we're at, but we're at the ground floor opportunity, because they are this is the first year, right, of Club
Yeah, for
Secret.
sure.
And it's so amazing. And as we're talking about the first year, and we've been here for 13 months, right? But there's some people that this is their first year in network marketing. And if this was your first year and you're in such an opportunity at such a time like this, knowing what you know now, what is something that you would do different?
Well,
How would you go
and
about
that
it?
is a yeah, that's a great question. And so let me say this first, because so there's two types of people on here. There's people that have been in the industry for a while, and people that are brand new right here, right now. And so for the people that have been in for a while, the first thing that I had to wrap my head around was this is a new opportunity. And I got to go do what I did before if I'm going to have the success I had before. See, in this industry, it's funny, going back to the good and the bad. People, they start jumping from company to company thinking it's the company that's not producing, not that they're not producing. So if you find a good company, it's now time to go to work. And so
Say that again.
well, I just see it so many times, Pam, that people jump from company to company. They get in the industry, they fall in love with this ideal of residual income, of passive residual income that leads to freedom. They fall in love with it, but then they're not willing to do the work. And see, the work, we call it a grind. And I like saying, hey, I'm grinding. But if I'm being real, it's not a grind. When you're in the thick of it, it's the funnest thing you'll ever do in your life. It's the most fulfilling thing you'll ever do in your life. It's not a grind. It's you know what a grind is? Having to get up at this time every morning because somebody says you have to get up at this time every morning. Having to go eat when somebody tells you go eat. That's a grind to me. Excuse me. What's not a grind is owning my own business. So I had to wrap my head around I'm starting over, even though I came over with family. We're all here together. We love it. But, here's what I had to do. And this is what a new person has to do. I have to go talk to new people right now, even though I got family members that were with me with the other deal. See, the greatest thing I can do for those family members is show them what to go do, not tell them what to do, not manage them, not tell them. I had to go build new teams. And so that's what I'm the most proud of in the last year of my business. When you're talking about goals, last year when we got over here, my goal was to build new teams. That was it. Because in my mind, the old team that wants to come will come. They'll come and I'll show them what to do, not tell them what to do. And that's what I would say to everybody here. If you're brand new, this is such a great opportunity, but it's not an opportunity at all if you don't talk to anybody. If you're not talking to new people, if you're not sharing it with people, it's not an opportunity at all. And if you're doing the wrong activities, and that's what I want to get into, what are the right activities, what are the wrong activities in this thing? So it's get in, start talking to people, do the right activities on a daily basis. And that's what I'm most proud of. I did it. Now, here's the thing. I have so many great people in the family that came over with us. They're watching what's going on because we got some massive momentum in my new teams. And what's odd to me is in the old teams, I don't have that same momentum yet. I promise you I will. I don't have it yet because not all have figured out the build yet. If they haven't figured out the build, we are figuring out the build, and it's not something you can tell people, it's something you can show people. And that's what I would say to you. Don't try to manage people. Don't try to tell them what to do. Go show them what to do and let the ones follow that want to follow. And that's where it blows up and becomes this unbelievable machine, if you will, that gives you freedom.
Love that. Love that. Don't tell them what to do, show them what to do. Absolutely. Absolutely. And when we were talking, something that we were talking about the build, right? And everybody has different strategies. And again, we know we open this up to all the teams, but this is something that on our team we've been focusing on specifically because we did it for consistently for 30 days, right? And we saw massive momentum. And then it was funny because I talked to you about it and you're like, that's exactly what we're doing. Just keep doing more of it, right?
Yeah.
And it's when we're showing people, it's getting them in with packs, right? And the build is when you're going through the presentation, however you're showing it, but you're getting them in with packs. And something that we spoke about was getting them started with the packs because it's not only, getting them access to the products, but it's putting them in a system to start building a baseline residual income with Club Secret,
That's
right?
right. That's
So
right.
if you could talk a little bit about that.
Yeah. Now let's get into what to do. What are the
Yeah.
actions? What to do? And so you got to understand, first of all, what is the build? What are you building? Because the problem again with the industry sometimes is you come into a company, they don't know what really their system is. They say follow the system, but what is the system? So we have to identify the system and where it gets really good. Why we had success at my previous company is in the beginning, 16 years ago, there was a group of people, let's call it 10 to 15 people, that in that entire company decided this is our system. And they stuck to it. And those people built a company that did $1 billion a year, right? And it was because in the beginning they came up with a system, and most of the people followed the system for the next 16 years, some form of the system. Okay. Now, what was the system? That's what needs to be identified. So that's kind of what I want to talk about is what really is the system? Well, you said it earlier. What is the build? Because we got 90 some products here. So how do we move those products? See, when people came over from our previous deal, we had one product. It was simple. We had one product to sell. We come over here. It looks so good because we got 90 products to sell. But here's what I started watching people do, trying to sell all of those in every presentation. And they got confused. And a confused mind is a frozen mind. And a frozen mind ends up doing nothing. So we got to simplify the build. So what is really the build? Pam, you just said it. For me, and by the way, if you're in another team and you're not doing, this is just what I'm doing, and we're having big success. Okay. And let me preface this. I'm all for retail sales. I'm all for it. And let's define that. I know a lot of people, maybe some people on here, you're doing pop-up stores, pop-up fronts to sell product. You know what? I love it. Don't quit doing it if it's working for you. But here's what I would say. I think most of you got in this thing for freedom. You got in to get that leveraged residual income. Well, pop-ups are great. They'll create some money for you while you build your business. Okay. So keep doing the pop-ups, keep retailing, but that's not the long-term residual business I think you're looking for, or most of you. And if it is, keep doing that. I'm not against it. I'm just not going to teach it. Does that make sense? I hope it does, because what I want to teach is a system that you can create residual income from. So the build is this. Pam said it. It's selling packs up front. We have 3 packs basically. $300 pack, $600 pack, $2,000 pack to get people started. Okay, that's what I sell. When I'm doing a presentation, that's all the person across from me knows they can buy right now. That's it. I'm talking about the packs. That's it. Now, so once I build, I'm selling the packs, but also what comes with the pack, first month for free, Club Secret. Everybody gets Club Secret. Again, let me talk about, and I'm not here to talk about the past, I'm here to talk about the future, but let's learn from our past. The great thing about where I came from was one product, simple. Number 2, everybody got an automatic subscribe and save the moment they got in. It looked just like Club Secret. It was a membership. Everybody should get Club Secret. Here's why. Let me just kind of go, let me do this. Let me look at my notes here so I don't miss something for you. The reason you want to get Club Secret is because it gives you the best benefits of all our products. So with Club Secret, you can't even do travel in our company with our benefits and travel unless you're Club Secret. So why wouldn't you take that first month for free and keep the Club Secret? So you get travel for free. You also get the Be Well program, right? The Be Well program, do you know that there's companies that their entire company is like a telemedicine? That's their sell. We get that thrown in. That's just part of Club Secret. And it's an incredible product. So you get that in Club Secret. Number 3, everything you buy, you're getting points for. The loyalty program. And when you build the points, you also build status. So in our company, and this is what I love about the travel piece of this, as we start traveling again and doing all the fun things that we do, and we're going to the beaches and we're going to this and we're going to that, as we get there, there's always going to be rooms that can be upgraded to certain people. Guess in Club Secret who's going to get the upgrades. It's going to be the people with the biggest status, not the biggest rank. That's a difference. Not Blue Diamond. Just because I'm Blue Diamond doesn't mean I'm going to get the best room. But if I got the biggest loyalty status, esteem or prestige or elite, the higher I am, the better chance I got to get those upgrades. So that's a cool thing. And then the last thing is best prices. So if you're Club Secret and an agent, by far the best prices. Okay, it's way better. Like I'm just going to look at something here. For example, Booster's a product everybody buys. It's a staple in our business. If you're a VIP customer, you're paying $52 for Booster. If you're a Club Secret agent, your price is $37. 52 to 37. Why wouldn't you be Club Secret agent if you're getting those prices? And why aren't we showing everybody that gets in the difference in that price? So, Pam, one of the things we did was simplify the list so that you could see it better. And I think you got one of those lists, and I sent you a link so anybody on here can get that link. And it's an easy list that we use at what we're calling spa parties. So part of our system is knowing the build, Pam, which is packs and Club Secret. Packs and Club Secret. That's what we're selling. Packs and Club Secret. That's it. Now, because we do that, we're building the comp plan, and you got to understand the comp plan just a little bit. You don't have to know all the numbers. You just got to understand what the build is. The build is you're building a front end part of the comp plan. You're building a back end. Let me explain what a front end back end is. A front end of a comp plan is new sales coming in. That's a one-time type sell, meaning somebody comes in, they buy a pack. That pack is a front end sell. You create income off that front end sell. Club Secret is a sale that happens every month. It's a recurring. That's a back end sell. Front end, back end. So the front end is what we're creating as we're out there selling. Back end is what is the residual that we've created from it. Okay. So in the front end, as I look at this, let me tell you why I'm excited about the front end, Pam. And I think it's important we understand. In the front end, in my previous company, I could only sell to a person one time on the front end. That's it. So if I got Pam involved in that company and she came in for $365, because that's what most people came in for, I got a front end sell for that $365. Guess how many times I get to sell to Pam? She stays in 10 years. I put her in, she stays in 10 years. Guess how many times I got another front end sell from her? Zero. Okay. It was a one-time sell. Now here at Club Secret, we sell them a pack. Okay. I get a front end sell. But now we got these products that Pam, I think she's probably on the nutrition. I'm pretty sure she is. So I bet you over the last year that she's been involved, that she's bought nutrition products over and over and over. That's front end sales. I bet you Pam is putting stuff on her skin over and over. That's front end sell. I bet you she's putting stuff in her hair over and over. Can you see the difference? The average person in Secret is spending $149 a month on that stuff. That's a front end sell every month that I get from those people. I only got it one time in the other. So would you agree that the front end here is better than the front end that I came from? For sure. But see, it's not the front end from where I came from that I got excited about. I got excited about the back end. For the last 15 years, and I'm not saying this to boast or brag to anybody, but for the last 15 years, in the back end, in one center, I made $50,000 a month, $54,500 a month for 14 years, religiously, every month for 14 years, okay? In one center. Now, I had other centers, but okay, so that's the back end. How was that generated? There was only one way to generate the back end sell. It was from a $50 membership. So every month people pay the $50 memberships to travel. Well, we have that here too. It's called Club Secret. That membership lets you travel, but it also lets you get other stuff in that package that's way better than what we came from. We did $1 billion with that ideal over there. $1 billion a year. We got a better front end here. We got a better back end. Okay. Because I went and did the math. Pam, if you were 400 and 400 in my old deal, and you did the math on those $50 payments, you would make about $2,000 a month in residual. In fact, it's exactly $2,000 a month. Okay. If you go do the math. If you take that same 400 and same 400 here and they're club secrets, you're going to make about 2,700 a month. So that's a 26% increase on the back end residual with the same money coming in. We got a better front end, we got a better back end, but you got to understand the bill because, see, a confused mind is a frozen mind. We don't have to know all the numbers. Here's what we need to know. What is the bill? Packs, Club Secret. Packs, Club Secret. Wouldn't it be cool, though? Wouldn't it be cool that as you're building those Club Secrets, that if the company had a counter on our front end back, the page of our back of our office, that we could see the number of Club Secrets coming in every day. And at the end of the month, we know how many we had, and next month we try to beat that. And that residual does this for the next 15 years like it did for me. Guess what? I have a feeling you're going to see something like that real soon. So we know what the build is. We know what the numbers we're chasing. Let's go chase them. Let's go. Okay, my goal is, for me, once I see that number, that Club Secret, let's say I got 100 on the left team and 100 on the right. And at the end of January, it's 100. Well, in February, my goal is, because I'm going to have those 100 again anyway, right? It's a recurring auto ship. They're going to pay $50 a month next month too. So there should be 100 there automatically. My goal is to have more than 100 in February. And if I go to 150, then in March, my goal is to have more than 150. I want that to go up. I'm gamifying my own business, right? And that's how I built the last deal. I just looked at the numbers in the back and I tried to increase them every month so that my residual will go up, so my freedom will get more and more. I want freedom. That's why I got in this industry. And I want to teach people to go get freedom. So, Pam, I know that was a long answer to a short question, but I think it's important people know the build.
Absolutely. I love that. And that's exactly what I wanted you to touch on. Thank you so much, because like you said, it's knowing how much we're getting on the front end is very exciting. And it's not saying, don't do the pop-up shops, don't do the
Right.
spa parties, don't do those things, but it's strategically doing it and knowing that the focus has to be on the back end, right? And it has to be on the bigger picture because we want freedom, and the residual income is what gives us the freedom that we're looking for. So I love that. Thank you for sharing that. Something also that you mentioned that I thought was very, very powerful was when we understand the check match and when we understand a little bit of the comp plan. And I don't necessarily want you to dive in its entirety, but you showed me some things that I was like mind blown from that weekend. And it was, I don't think people really understand the power of our compensation plan, because I didn't even understand it 13 months later. And I definitely did not know how lucrative it could be when it comes to the check match, right? So
Right.
can you touch upon that a little bit if you can?
Yeah. Yeah. And without slides for people to
Yeah.
see, don't get tied up into the numbers. Just kind of follow me here. First of all, let's say this. To get to the check match, there's activities that got to happen on a daily basis, right? And I'm just trying to simplify this thing so people aren't going all over. I think there's about 6 or 7 ways that the activities that we do on a daily basis, we got to contact people, right? But what do we show them? How are we showing them? My foundation of what I've done for the last 16 years has been one-on-ones and two-on-ones. That's the foundation. And then what we used to call travel parties, we're now calling secret socials. So one-on-ones, two-on-ones, secret socials, at somebody's house, you got a group of people, that's a secret social, right? And then every once in a while, a big shot meeting. And that's the rhythm of the build, and doing it over and over every day. And what am I showing them? Well, you can push play on a video, whatever works. I don't care what it is. Push play on a video. You can draw it on a napkin. You can use a PowerPoint. Those are all good. We can also do Zooms like we're doing right now, Pam. I want to caution this part, and I'm for all of them, including Zooms. I'm for it. I do think Zoom has hurt our industry in people thinking that's going to build it for them. That, because let me tell you what we can do in Zoom. We can put people in Zoom. We can train in Zoom. You know what we can't do in Zoom? It's hard to build a culture in Zoom. It's hard. It's hard to build a team in Zoom. We can put people in all day long, but the culture, it's a relationship business. So at some point, we got to get out and touch people and feel people and build the culture and friendships and all that kind of stuff. And it's just harder to do like this, right? So I'm for Zoom. I hope you understand. If you're trying to do it only that way, it's going to be a tougher build. It really is. And so I like all those ways. Now, going to what Pam said. So what about our comp plan is so good? Well, I told you the front end, back end, right? And without getting into the numbers, what's so cool is we have this comp plan set up for the 3 types of people it needs to be set up for. I think every comp plan, if it accomplishes this, it's going in the right direction. It has to have something that's for the new person, that they can come in and make their money back and make a little profit. Now, our fast start is getting ready, and I think, I don't want to future you, but I think we're getting ready to enhance it, improve it, make it simpler. I like what we got. It's a little confusing right now. The Star Rising Star, it's hard to explain to the new person right away. If it was simpler, that would be better. I think you're going to see that very soon. Maybe a thing called Playbook. I don't know. Okay. So I think that's going to get better and simpler. So I think we have that accomplished. That's the new person. They can make their money back, make some profit. But then there's a second type of person. Somebody that I call them the mid-tier person. They now have got their money back. They made some profit. They're like, wow, this thing works. How can I go make a bigger profit? How can I start thinking about going from part-time to full-time? That's that mid-tier. Well, with the mid-tier, we have these things called builder bonuses, right? And the builder bonus, when you start hitting cycles, my goal would be, if you're on here right now, your goal should be to hit, first of all, cycle. And second of all, hit builder bonus every week. Every week. And if you're hitting it every week, then your goal needs to be max out builder bonus every week. And max it out. If you max it out every week, that's $500 extra in builder bonus alone. Times 4, that's $2,000 a month. That's something that's pretty cool. Plus your cycles, right? If you're maxing out plus your cycles, so you're making a pretty good income. Just in those 2 bonuses, you'd be making about $37,000 a year just in those 2. That's pretty good part-time. But those people in the mid-tier, and by the way, they can make 6 figures at mid-tier with those bonuses and check match, because check match is kicked in. Pam mentioned the check match. Now there's a third type of person. The third type of person in the build is somebody that wants to get stinking rich. Somebody that wants to go make a lot of money. Somebody that wants to help others make a lot of money. Okay, so there's the new person, the mid-tier, and the person that wants to get stinking rich and help other people get stinking rich for all these reasons, that whatever their hopes and dreams are. I want to help the church. I want to help this. They got these dreams, but they need this money to make it happen. And if it's residual money, then they can create more money, because they can take some of that residual money and then start to diversify. I'm going to get on this topic real quick, Pam, because this is one of so many people mess this up. And I'm telling you, they mess us up bad. See, they got these gurus out there online telling them to go diversify right now, and they can't, and they're out there, they got so many irons in the fire, they don't do anything well, and there's a lot of broke diversified people out there. If you look at people of wealth, you look at Bill Gates, you look at Warren Buffett, you look at anybody of wealth, what they did to get that wealth is they found something to focus on to create wealth, then they diversified. I'm for diversification, but let's get something done so you got income coming in so we can put income out to now make more wealth. Does that make sense? Okay, got off on a soapbox there. Sorry about that.
Nope, you're great. Thank you for sharing.
Okay. So now we got this income coming in, and if you got people that buy into the vision of what the build is, PAX and residual. PAX, would it be safe to say that we can start creating people that are making $200 a week pretty easily in this comp plan? Absolutely. If you took $200 a week and I put Pam in and she's making $200 a week, you understand I'm getting a check match on Pam on that $200 a week every week, right? And if she's first level, I'm getting 20%. If she's second, third, fourth level, I'm getting 10%. But I get all the levels if I keep going up the ranks, right? Well, if she does 200 and I get 10 people to do that, I get 20% of 200, which is 40 times 10, that's $400 a week extra, just in check match. But what do? Do I stop there? No, I teach those 10 people to do what I did. So 10 get 10, that's 100 people doing 200. Check match that. I get 10% of 20 of 100 people. That's you get the picture. It gets big. I've been in this industry 16 years, and in my previous deal, it was awesome. The back end residual was awesome. Awesome. Can I be real with you though? There's people in this industry making $1 million a month. In my previous deal, unless I kept building new centers, I couldn't make $1 million a month. In secret, I already know I'm going to make $1 million a month. I'm just putting it out there. I want to make $1 million a month. And check match is how I'm going to do it, because check match is for the big guy. It's for the upper mid tier to big guy. That's where it should be, right? And check match is going to be enhanced, I think, as well. I think we'll see more money in the check match. So now we've taken care of the new guy, the mid-tier guy, and the big guy that wants to get stinking rich. What is our job? To do the daily activities over and over and not get confused and not make it hard and not do. So what's our build? Packs and Club Secret. Packs and clubs. There shouldn't be one person come on your team that's not Club Secret. Why wouldn't they be? The prices are better. The travel's there. Everything. And we shouldn't be trying to undersell this thing. See, I'll tell you another pet peeve. This is me. I'm not saying if you're doing this in your group and your leader says to do it, do it. I'm not coming in with anything but a pack, because if I come in at $49 and hey, go shopping after that, they get confused. There's 90 products. A confused mind is a frozen mind. If they see in my presentation, there's an application, a paper application, and it says there's 3 ways to get in, pick a pack. I become an agent, I pick a pack, and I'm Club Secret, and that's all they know. Everybody does it. I'm leading, not following. I'm not suggesting, I'm leading. It's like generals in the army. They don't suggest what they do. They tell what they do. They lead, and people follow because of the certainty. Are you certain about your build? Are you certain about your build? That's where we're at. And so all this stuff I'm going to cover more in depth at Playbook. I'm going to tie it all together. Everything that I've been talking about, I'm going to make it all come together at Playbook. And that's the last thing I want to talk to you about. Are you going to Playbook? If you're not, how are you going to win? I've been in this thing 16 years. Marcus said is the best in the industry, and there's going to be training. I'm going to be training. That's not why to come. But if you want to see this all come together, I think I'm doing it as good as anybody right now. Me and my new teams. I've got the first new Ruby of our family that came in from scratch, not came over with the team. A new person that wasn't in my previous deal came in and went Ruby. Now, I did that not because I wanted to brag about it. I wanted to show my old team I got the way. I wanted to show my old family that's not on my team I got the way. Not that I'm the best, but I'm going to lead. See, this is the time for people to step up. This is the time that you make history. It's not when it's all done and everything's going hunky-dory. It's when you're trying to figure these things out. Are you leading? Are you doing it on a daily basis? Are you being humble enough? You know why I got this system? I listened to the people that I was bringing in. You know, Pat and Jen Newkirk, who's going to do my spa party this week on Saturday that you should come to. I listened to them because they were building. I'm like, okay, what's working? What are you doing? And I incorporated that into the system that we started doing to build them to Ruby. I was humble enough to say, let me listen to who's not listen to who's got the ideal of the week. That's the difference. There's a lot of gurus online that have an ideal of the week. There's a lot of gurus that are off focused on other things. Oh, by the way, they'll sell you their system for $29.99. All you got to do is register for the system. I'm going to give it to you for free. By the way, Pam, I'm putting all this together again in a place where people can go get the information for free. There's nothing to buy on the place I'm going to be putting it. I had an app before. I'm working on the app again. Not because I want everybody to come to my app. I want a place that you feel comfortable that you can get the information that you really need. So we're putting that together for you so that all the information I gave you at that training, Pam, instead of having to give you links, hey, go to this, push this button, there it is. Okay. We'll have that for you very, very soon. You might want to look at Playbook. Okay. So anyway, again, I got off on a lot of tangents, but man, I'm passionate about what we're doing right now. I think it's the best thing I've seen in the industry ever, but now it's time for us to step up and lead and let people know it's the best. Because in my previous deal, we sold air for the first year, but there were 15 of us that said it's the best air on the planet, and people followed us. and it became the best air on the planet. We were the fastest growing company in the industry year over year for 10 years. Now let's do it again with a company that's got a better comp plan, better products, gonna have better travel, gonna have better everything. We got an owner that understands business. His family did $1 billion with these products before they hit the industry. We got everything in place. Now it's time for us to take the action.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much for blessing us. Absolutely appreciate you. You hit it right on the head from beginning to end, from the system to the mindset to the daily activities, to making sure we're all registered for Playbook and making sure we bring more people to Playbook. And thank you for just your leadership always. Thank you for always staying on the front line every single time. We appreciate you. You guys, please show Dr. Troy Brown some love, and we will see you at Playbook. And if there's anything else that you want to leave us with, please.
Pam, I just say I appreciate you leading like you are, doing these things, being consistent of what you're doing, leading from the front. If you guys don't know, Pam's been one of the top recruiters last month, this month. That's what we all should do right now. That's how we go help our people, not push them, go show them. So Pam, I appreciate your leadership. Thank you so much.
Love you, Troy. Thank you so much.
Love you too.
Breakfast has been served. Have an amazing day. Thank you, guys. The recording will